All right, so today we're talking about role models, and adversity creates role models. It's about using your physical health as the foundation for your mental and emotional happiness. Anyone you look up to or admire actually has faced adversity and triumphed. So it's really interesting with weight loss, everyone wants it to be easy, but it wouldn't be actually coveted or people wouldn't feel proud for achieving it if it wasn't difficult. Right, so you've gone through a period recently where you had to face a fair bit of difficulty getting sick and having to rebuild yourself. And so it's really interesting how that fits into the hero's journey. So the hero's journey, and you got to watch a video in a sec, is the formula for just about every single movie you've ever watched.
So what is the hero's journey? Think of it as a cycle. The journey begins and ends in the hero's ordinary world. But the quest passes through an unfamiliar, special world. Along the way, there are some key events. Think about your favorite book or movie. Does it follow this pattern?
If I was to analyze any role model, anyone that you look up to or admire, I could put their life or put their adversity through this 12 steps. To illustrate this, I'm going to use Oprah as an example and put her life through the hero's journey. Oprah's status quo was she was born into poverty in rural Mississippi to a teenage single mother and was sexually abused in childhood and pregnant at 14. There was a call to adventure when Oprah was sent to live with her father, who was strict but encouraging and made education her priority. Assistance came in the form of a full scholarship to university to study communications, and she worked in the local black radio station. Departure came at the age of 22 when Oprah became the first black female news anchor on Nashville TV. The trial that Oprah was given came in the form of a move to Chicago and the lowest rated talk show that within months went from last place to top spot and won a national broadcast. At this point, Oprah had only tasted success. Celebrities like Michael Jackson only trusted her for interviews, and powerhouses like Steven Spielberg wanted her in his movies. Her first public failure had to be approaching. This came in the form of a crisis with the film Beloved. Despite major advertising and heavy promotion on her show, the film failed, losing $30 million. Oprah went into depression and only found comfort in food. The treasure that Oprah received was it taught her to detach, to never again put all of her hopes and expectations in the box office. She vowed to just do the work as an offering, and then whatever happens, happens. The result is that over the next decade, Oprah created an educational platform for self-improvement and charitable works whilst becoming the highest rated daytime talk show in history. The return occurred in 2011. Oprah read a quote about Michael Jackson that his number one problem is that he never realized that Thriller was a once-off, and he spent his whole life trying to chase it. Oprah didn't want to spend her life chasing it. The show was over. It was time to do something else. Oprah's new life was to own a television network. Oprah can now laugh at her mistake. She thought she was going to create this spiritual conscious awakening channel, but she says no one cared about that. America is just not ready to be awakened that way. Her resolution was to create snackable spirituality, short, digestible moments in an entertaining format so people can receive it. Oprah feels professionally she's in the best place she's ever been, as excited to build her storytelling tribe. And the status quo. Oprah was once a girl who lived in a home where the whole family had to wash in the same bathtub and was never allowed to own a dog. Oprah vowed if she ever got some money, she would have a dog. Today, Oprah lives in a country estate she calls the Promised Land, with her partner and 12 dogs, with one custom-made bathtub that no one else can use except her. So looking at her life, it's quite easy to see the hero's journey.
Yeah.
So if you look at your journey,
Yeah.
right? So status quo is when we first met.
Yeah.
Right? Call to adventure was when I invited you to be part of the Unbreakable video project.
Sure, yeah.
Assistance comes in the form of me. Departure comes with that first episode that we did, and you now delivered what will be a legendary line in your world, is that I'm stepping into the unknown. Trials, now there's been plenty of them. With weight loss, there's heaps. The approach was that you were losing weight, but you didn't have a complete system. There were things like sleep, which you weren't nailing,
Yeah.
but you were still getting success, so it was still moving along.
Sure.
The crisis came 3 weeks ago when
Yeah.
you got sick, and weight loss stopped, right? The treasure is that you have now created a more complete system, right? You feel that you're much more in control of it.
Sure.
And today,
Yeah.
like it's Monday, and you conquered the weekend for the very first time,
Yeah.
and you lost 1.9 kilograms this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you now have a recipe
Yeah.
for like 1.9 kilograms this week, right?
Cool.
You just gotta implement it. And though I've jumped ahead, so 8 is the result. The result is predictable weight loss, and that's where I want every one of my clients to get to, is where they have a complete system, where they have utmost confidence that the result is going to happen. And then the next part is actually what we're going to work on today. I want you to write the end of your hero's journey. I want you to figure out what is the return, what is the new life, what is the resolution, and then what is the status quo. Because today, I want you to create your hero's journey.